Hello there, my name is Vincent, and if you hadn't guessed, I'm a turkey. I'm what you might call a survivor. My friend's here and I made it through another Thanksgiving without becoming someone's main course. This is the third year in a row in which I have been chosen to host the Northern Light Webcasting Network's Thanksgiving gathering. Yes, Thanksgiving is a time for gathering. Whether it's gathering a bountiful harvest or gathering friends and family together to celebrate all that we have for which to be thankful. So, at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV, it was decided to gather some of the best Thanksgiving-themed old-time radio programs and share them with you. We'll visit with Abbott and Costello, hear from Jack Benny as he dreams he's a turkey, and look in on Sam Spade as he solves the terrified turkey caper. But first, we'll visit with the Aldrich family and an episode called The Thanksgiving Turkey. In this episode, it is the day before Thanksgiving and Henry is having no luck getting the shopping for which his mother has sent him. To make matters worse, there's only one turkey left. Both the Aldrich and Brown families want it. Leaving it until the last minute is not a good idea, but it seems that he's not the only one in the trouble, and fun begins when there is only one turkey left. Now, from November 23, 1952, here is the Aldrich family and the Thanksgiving turkey.
In just a moment here, the Aldrich family. But first, this is Bob McKenzie. You may never have thought about it, but NBC spells variety and weekday listening too. There's Bob Hope and Dave Garroway, with two of the most entertaining 15 minutes in radio. Welcome Travelers bring you Tommy Bartlett and interviews with visitors to the Windy City, while each weekday evening, John Cameron Swayze gives you a capsule commentary on the sidelights on the news. Yes, day in and week out, your best bet in radio is this station. And now it's the Aldrich family on NBC.
Coming, Mother?
Yes, it's The Aldrich Family is transcribed, written by Clifford Goldsmith. "117 Elm Street in Centerville is a house like many other houses, and it might be a very solemn and staid place if there weren't a boy in it. And when that boy is a typical teenager like Henry Aldrich, well, it's a place where unexpected things are always happening. The scene opens in one of Centerville's grocery stores. The time is afternoon.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Mother. This is Henry.
Who?
Henry Aldrich, your son.
Oh, is everything all right, dear? Are you all through at the store?
Practically. I just wanted to tell you, though, they're all out of mincemeat, and I've been to 2 other stores.
What's that? They don't have any mincemeat at all?
No. Mr. Preston said people shouldn't let their shopping go till the day before Thanksgiving. He said that...
Dear, I don't care what he said. It's going to be a blow to your father. But I guess he'll have to be satisfied with pumpkin pie.
I know, but they don't have any pumpkins either.
Don't they have any canned pumpkin?
Oh, canned pumpkin?
And, Henry, have you picked up the turkey?
No, not yet. I haven't been over to that side of the store.
Well, dear, you go over there just as soon as you hang up and tell Mr. McGill you want the turkey I ordered 3 weeks ago.
Yes, Mother. Only how about sage?
What about it?
Hey, Henry.
What do you want, Homer?
When you get through with that phone, I want it.
What's that, Henry?
Mother, I said, what shall I do about sage? They're all out of it.
Henry, they can't be.
Mr. Preston said it's account of the late shopping.
Well, dear, you ask Mr. Preston whether he can't fix up Mrs. Aldrich with just a little sage for her Thanksgiving dinner. I'm sure he has some put away somewhere.
Listen, Henry, when can I use that phone?
Gee whiz, Homer, can't you see I'm talking to my mother?
What's that, Henry?
Nothing, Mother. I'm just talking to Homer.
Henry, you aren't fooling around down there with Homer, are you?
What's that?
It sounds to me like you haven't done any of the shopping I sent you to do.
Well, I'm doing the best I can, Mother. Gee whiz, all I've got is 2 pair of hands.
Listen, Henry, I've got to use that phone.
Well, please hurry, dear, and don't waste any time with Homer.
But, Mother...
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Boy, Henry, it's about time.
Gee whiz, Homer, you have to push a guy right out of the booth?
Don't speak to me. Don't say a word. I'm trying to remember 5 different things to tell my mother.
Gee, I gotta get some sage.
Now, Number, please.
Squash, chestnut, cinnamon.
Number, please.
Cinnamon. Operator, just make it plain 232 without the cinnamon.
May I have your number, please?
I told you, 232, Elm.
Elm 232.
Gee whiz, now I've forgotten our whole Thanksgiving dinner. Squash, chestnuts, cinnamon. Oh, boy. Squash, chestnuts, cinnamon.
Hello?
Yeah, listen, Mother, what came after cinnamon?
What's that? Who did you want?
Isn't this my mother?
Well, yes, Homer, it is. Have you got everything for our dinner?
Well, the only thing on your list that they've got is breadcrumbs and cleaning powder.
Well, did you get them?
Well, yes, but it isn't much of a Thanksgiving dinner.
What's that?
Oh, boy, cranberries.
What?
I just happen to remember cranberries. That's what came after cinnamon.
Well, what about them?
I can't get any.
Oh, now, Homer, they must have at least a few cranberries.
No, they haven't. Henry Aldrich got the last half pound.
What's that? Oh, Homer, you aren't wasting your afternoon with Henry Aldrich, are you?
No. Only gee whiz, he bought the last cranberries.
Well, dear, I don't see how we can have turkey without cranberries.
Well, you don't have to worry, Mother. I've got something even better.
Oh, that's good. What'd you get?
Ketchup.
Ketchup? To go with turkey?
Oh, well, I like it on anything. And so does Father.
I know, dear.
And it's red. If you pour it on corn kernels, it looks just like cranberries.
Oh, Homer, did you tell Mr. McGill you want our turkey?
Well, that's another thing. There's only one.
Well, one is all we want.
No, I mean one turkey for everybody. And Mr. McGill isn't sure, but he's pretty sure Mrs. Aldrich reserved that.
Now, dear, Mrs. Aldrich didn't reserve that turkey any more than I did. I asked Mr. McGill to put it aside for me weeks ago.
You did?
Yes, now run right over and tell him.
Hey, Homer, I gotta use that phone again.
Just a minute, Henry.
Homer, is Henry Aldrich there?
Well, yes, Mother.
Well, he hasn't got hold of that turkey, has he?
Just a minute. Henry, what's in that big bag there?
Squash. Now hurry up, Homer.
Mother, it's all right. It's squash.
Oh, Homer, did you get any squash?
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. They don't have the kind you wanted. Look, shall I get the kind Henry got?
Dear, get any kind, just so long as your father has a good squash when he sits down with his turkey.
Okay.
Hey, Homer, will you let me have that phone?
Okay, here.
Well, thanks. Hello?
Hello?
Listen, Homer, why are you handing me your mother?
Well, hang her up.
What?
Goodbye, Mother.
Boy, will I be glad when Thanksgiving is over.
Homer, will you please get your oranges and flour and stuff out of this booth?
I'm getting them out, Henry. Listen, where did you get that squash?
There aren't any more.
There aren't? Henry, I'm getting sick of you taking the last everything in this place.
Homer, you gotta keep your eyes open around here.
Number, please.
Elm 303.
Elm 303.
Just a minute there, Aldrich.
What's that?
What do you got there in your hand?
A can of pumpkin. It was the last one on the counter.
I'll say it was. I've been looking all over for it.
For this?
That's part of Mrs. Bartlett's order. Now give it to me.
Well, gee whiz.
Hello?
Hello, Mother. What do you think just happened?
Dear, what is it you want now?
Well, I was going to ask whether one can of pumpkin would be enough.
Well, I guess I could make a pie with one can.
But, Mother, they just took it away from me.
What?
The man said Mrs. Bartlett saw it first.
Dear, do you realize tomorrow is Thanksgiving? It sounds to me as though you aren't even trying.
Mother, you'll be glad to hear I got a lot of parsley.
Parsley?
There doesn't seem to be much of a demand for that. I took 6 pounds.
Henry, do you have our turkey?
Oh, yeah, gee whiz.
You say you have it?
No. I'm glad you reminded me.
Well, you hurry right over to Mr. McGill and ask him for it.
Yes, Mother, I'll go right away.
Goodbye.
Hey, buddy.
Yes, sir. Did you want me?
When you took that can of pumpkin, did you pick up a can of cinnamon, too?
Cinnamon? No, sir, I haven't even seen any cinnamon.
Well, somebody took a can of cinnamon right out of Mrs. Bartlett's order.
Hey, Homer.
What, Henry?
Is Mr. McGill here at the meat counter?
Yeah, he's in the back room wrapping... he's wrapping something up for me.
Okay, I'll wait for him.
Well, he may be in there for quite a while, Henry. Well, why waste time? Why don't you go over to the other side of the store and do some more shopping?
I finally got all mine done, except for one thing.
You sure? I mean, why don't you go over and get some cinnamon?
They don't have any.
Well, sure they have. I just got a can.
All I have to buy is something right here from Mr. McGill.
Oh, you do?
Sure. Hey, Homer, before I forget, have you got your composition written for English?
Well, gee whiz, we don't have to have it ready until Monday.
Well, I know, but I'm going to do mine tonight. Then I'll have a free mind for the whole weekend. Gee whiz, what's keeping Mr. McGill? I'm going to go back there and look for him.
Now, wait a minute, Henry, wait.
What for?
Well, the composition is supposed to be about, what you did on Thanksgiving Day.
I know.
Well, how are you going to write about what you did on Thanksgiving Day on the day before it?
All I'm going to do, Homer, is eat. I'm going to eat turkey at noon, and then in the evening I'm going to have cold turkey, and just before I go to bed I'm going to have some more turkey.
Oh, well, that's nice. Sounds like an interesting composition.
Now then, Homer, here you are. A very nice 18-pound...
Thank you, Mr. McGill. Thank you very much.
It's the last one...
So long, Henry.
Homer, you haven't told me what you're going to do on Thanksgiving Day. Homer? Gee whiz, is he in a hurry?
Now then, young man, what can I do for you?
Henry, didn't you explain to Mr. McGill that he promised me a turkey?
Well, sure, Mother, and he said that he could definitely promise you one.
When?
The day after tomorrow.
Henry, I need a turkey for Thanksgiving, not the day after. When Homer took that turkey, did you tell him he was really taking our Thanksgiving dinner?
Mother, I didn't have a chance to. He just grabbed it from right under my nose and ran.
And Mr. McGill said Homer told him we didn't want the turkey?
Well, Mr. McGill said Homer didn't actually say it. He just implied that we didn't.
Very well, Henry, here's what I want you to do. You're to go over to the Browns and tell Homer's mother exactly what happened.
And demand the turkey?
You don't have to demand it, dear. If you just explain things, I'm sure Mrs. Brown will be only too glad to give it to you.
She will?
Yes, dear. Now start right away.
Yes, Mother.
And hurry right back with it.
Yes, Mother.
Alice,
Yes, Sam.
where did you just send Henry?
Over to the Browns, dear, to get that turkey.
Now, wait a minute, Alice.
Dear, I'm sorry. It isn't theirs, it's ours. And we have guests coming.
But, Alice, the Browns are old friends of ours. You can't do a thing like that to them. Not at Thanksgiving. And besides, in all fairness, they have an equal right to that turkey. Now, the sensible thing to do is...
Whom are you calling?
Number, please.
Elm 391.
Elm 391.
Sam, you aren't inviting anyone else for dinner, are you?
No, Alice, I'm calling the market.
Dear, believe me, they don't have any more turkeys down there.
Very well. We'll get something else.
Old Hill Market, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Mr. Aldrich.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'd like to place an order with you.
All right, Mr. Aldrich.
Now then, I'd like a couple of real nice roasters.
What's that?
Roasting chicken, say 5 or 6 pounds each.
But, Mr. Aldrich, where am I going to get them?
What's that?
There isn't a chicken left in the place.
Oh. Well, then you'd better make it a couple of good-sized ducks. Personally, I like duck just as well as turkey.
No ducks, Mr. Aldrich.
No ducks. Now, wait a minute. You must have something. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
I know, Mr. Aldrich, but it seems like everybody waited till the last minute to do their shopping. My wife and I are having salmon.
We're having company for dinner.
I'll tell you what I can do, Mr. Aldrich. How would you like me to cut up a nice oxtail for you?
Oxtail? What for?
For Thanksgiving. It isn't the same as chicken, but it makes a dandy stew and very nourishing.
Yeah, well, just skip the whole thing.
Now, will there be anything else, Mr. Aldrich?
No, thank you. I guess you've got everything. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alice.
Which did you get, Sam, chickens or ducks?
I've been thinking it over, Alice, and it seems to me you have a perfect right to demand that turkey from the Browns.
And, dear, that's exactly what I told Henry to do.
Good. But when Henry comes back with it, the thing to do is to call the Browns and insist that they come over here and have Thanksgiving with us.
But, Sam, that turkey isn't large enough for all of their guests and our guests, too.
Oh. Well, that's too bad. I hate to see the Browns go without... Yeah, I'll answer.
Well, of course, if we serve plenty of muffins and yams, we might be able to stretch it.
Hello?
Is this you, Father?
Yes, Henry, where are you?
I'm downtown.
Well, hurry on home. Don't dawdle with that turkey.
Father, I'm dawdling without the turkey.
What?
They wouldn't give it to me. Mr. Brown said they bought and paid for the turkey, and that's all there was to it.
Oh, he did.
Father, isn't there any other place to get a turkey?
I'm not interested in any other turkey. We're going to have that one the Browns have, and we're going to eat it tomorrow. Alone. They're not invited.
You want me to go back and tell them?
No, I'll take care of it.
Father, I'm going to go back to see Homer anyhow.
Never mind that, Henry. You come right home.
But, Father...
Henry?
Yes, sir, I'll be right there.
Alice.
Yes, Sam, what's the matter?
I have tried to be patient. I have tried to be considerate. Now I am going to do something.
What?
Here, Alice, take this phone. I want you to call the Browns and demand our turkey.
Is that what she said, Elizabeth?
Yes, Will. Why, in all the years I've known Alice Aldrich, I've never heard her talk that way to anyone.
All right. All right. If they want to make an issue of the turkey, it's all right with me.
Mother, I'll be back in a little while.
Homer, where are you going?
Just over to Henry's. It isn't so late, Mother.
Homer, let's get this straight. You're not to have anything to do with Henry Aldrich.
Not ever?
Not until we've eaten that turkey. And if he wants to speak to you, that's his loss.
Yeah, but look, I've got to write a composition, and I need a little advice about Thanksgiving.
Well, you won't get it over there. I don't think the Aldriches are celebrating Thanksgiving this year.
Well, can't one of you answer that phone?
Now, Elizabeth, don't touch it. It's probably Sam Aldrich calling to pick a fight with me about that turkey.
Well, now, Will, the least you can do is talk to him. Even if he loses his temper, you don't have to lose yours.
Elizabeth, I'm just going to sit here absolutely calm.
Father, would you be willing to help me with my composition?
What's your problem?
Well, I have to compare what the Pilgrims did on their first Thanksgiving with what I did tomorrow.
Well, for one thing, you can point at what you did tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
What did you do tomorrow?
What's that?
Homer, what are we talking about?
Will, I think you should at least go to the phone and tell Sam you're not going to give him that turkey.
He'll find out soon enough, Elizabeth. He'll find out. He's found out already.
Well...
What's that?
It's the front door, and I'm not going to sit here and just hear bells ringing.
I'll go to the door. I'm willing to do that.
Let me know who it is.
The same here, Father.
Hello there, Will.
Well, Sam Aldrich. Aren't you, that is, won't you come in?
No, thanks, Will.
Mr. Brown, is Homer here?
Now, Henry, you stay right here on the steps where you are. Don't bother the Browns.
Oh, Henry's no bother. Is there something I can do for you, Sam?
Will, I don't know what this is all about, but I take it that Alice lost her temper when she phoned your wife a few minutes ago. Just between ourselves, Will, women have a tendency to exaggerate the importance of things.
You're right, Sam. I tried to reason with Elizabeth. I'm afraid she went a little overboard herself.
When you get right down to it, there isn't any turkey in the world worth sacrificing our friendship over.
No, of course not.
And Alice will be the first to admit the same thing.
That's just the way Elizabeth feels.
So, I just wanted to tell you to enjoy the turkey and have a fine Thanksgiving.
Now, wait a second, Sam. The fact is, I was just going to start for your house with that turkey.
No, Will, no. Just forget the whole thing.
No, Sam, I mean it. You wait right there.
Gee whiz, Father, is Mr. Brown really going to give us the turkey?
Henry, if he brings the turkey out here, we're not going to take it.
Why not?
Don't you think I have any pride? I never got down on my knees for a turkey before.
Here you are, Sam. It's all wrapped and everything.
Oh, no, Will. No, Will.
Where are you going with that turkey?
Be quiet, Elizabeth. Here, Sam.
Oh, no, Will. I wouldn't think of it. You keep it and have a nice dinner tomorrow.
Now, Sam, there's no use in your going down those steps without this. Here, Henry, you take it.
Shall I, Father?
No, Henry. Come along.
Sam.
There's no use following us, Will. Get your turkey.
No, Sam, it's yours. I'm putting it right here on the front walk.
All right, Will. If you want to leave it there, it's all right with me.
There it is on the sidewalk, Sam. I'm going back in the house.
And Henry and I are going down the street.
Father, hey, Father.
What's the matter?
Look at those 3 dogs coming.
What's that?
Hey, get away from there. Stop.
Just look. One of them took it.
What's that? He took it.
To come back here.
Well, Will, that was certainly a foolish thing for you to do.
What do you mean, for me to do? What did you leave it there for?
I left it. You put it down there yourself.
Well, why didn't you pick it up?
Why should I? It's your turkey, Will. If you want it, you go get it. Come on, Henry. We've got other things to do.
Yeah, but gee whiz, Father.
Well, of all...
What's the matter, Father?
Come on, Homer. We've got to chase a dog.
A dog, Father? For Thanksgiving?
We'll return to the Aldrich family in just a moment. Now, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it's one sure bet that tonight's Phil Harris-Alice Faye show will deliver a full half hour's worth of family comedy. And right after the Harris-Faye show on most of these NBC stations, Theater Guild on the Air will bring you Basil Rathbone, Alan Webb, and Margaret Phillips in the radio version of the Broadway hit, The Winslow Boy. And then there's adventure with a pair of NBC programs as Jack Webb stars in this week's Dragnet story from the files of the Los Angeles Police Force, while William Gargan will be on hand in the title role of Barry Craig, confidential investigator. So stay tuned to this NBC station and listen for the Phil Harris-Alice Faye Show, Theater Guild on the Air, Dragnet, and Barry Craig, confidential investigator. Now getting back to the troubles of Henry Aldrich. The Browns had somehow got a turkey from the meat market that had been reserved for Mrs. Aldrich. And then while Mr. Aldrich and Mr. Brown were each trying to outdo the other with politeness over the bird, a stray dog ran off with it. The scene opens in the basement of the Elm Street Church. The time is that same evening.
Step right in, folks. Step right in. The auction's going to begin shortly.
Hello there, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, hello, Mr. Aldrich. Hi, Henry.
Hello. Has the bidding started yet?
No, we'll be starting pretty soon.
Pretty nice turkey.
Nicest bird you ever saw. 25-pounder.
Come on, Henry.
Step right in, folks. The auction will begin shortly.
Gee, Father, I just happened to remember something. You know that darn dog that stole our turkey?
Mr. Brown's turkey.
Yes, sir. Well, I think his name is Dodo, and he belongs to that family that lives down on the corner of Main and Elm.
Where?
You know, where the fence is broken down.
Oh, yeah. That's the family Will Brown's always complaining about.
They got about 15 children.
Yeah, and 2 dogs for every child.
Pardon me, Mr. Aldrich. I want to get right up here in front.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Fry.
Well, now, folks, we're auctioning off just one turkey tonight, but it sure is a beauty. They say it's a direct descendant of the first turkey the Pilgrims ate.
Hello there, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, hello, Will Brown. Hi, Homer.
Hi. We aren't late, are we? You haven't sold a turkey yet, have you?
No, sir, but we're going to start right away.
Come on, Homer. Let's get over here to one side.
Boy, am I tired.
Does this tear in my pants show?
What tear?
When that dog tripped me.
Well, it doesn't show too much if you don't bend down.
Homer, why couldn't you have remembered this auction before I tried to climb that fence?
All right, friends, here she is. It's all for charity, a worthy cause. Bid freely and generously. You may be sure good use will be made of the money. Now, what am I offered for this beautiful turkey?
$15.
15 on bid. That's an insult to this beautiful bird. I wouldn't be surprised to see her get up and walk off in a huff. Who'll make it 18? 20 I have. Why, the drumsticks are worth that.
25.
Now it's 25. Now it's 25.
30.
Now it's 30. Now we're going. I have 30 bid.
Father, aren't you going to bid?
$30.50.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Brown. I'm only taking dollar bids on this. It's all for charity.
All right, then. Make it 31.
31 what, Father? 31 what?
$30, I'm afraid.
31. 31 it is. Who'll make it 32?
33. I mean 32.
No, I heard you the first time, lady. 33 you made it, and thank you.
35.
35 on bid. 35.
Well, Homer, I guess that lets us out.
35 I have from Mr. Aldrich. Who'll make it 40?
Homer, did he say Aldrich?
Oh, gee whiz.
Who'll make it 40?
45.
45 on bid. 45.
That'll show Sam Aldrich.
45, Mr.
50.
55.
Gee whiz, Father.
Keep quiet, Homer.
55 on bid. 55. Who'll make it 60?
60.
Well, thank you, Mr. Brown. You raised your own bid. Thank you.
I did?
65.
65.
67.
70.
70 I have. 70 for charity. 70 once. 70 twice.
Father, suppose Mother hears about this.
70 twice. Do I hear more?
What did he say, Homer? I don't want to make another mistake.
Do I hear more?
Father, I'd like to...
Now listen, Homer, for the last time, be quiet.
Sold for $70 to Samuel Aldrich.
To who? That's a fine thing. And, Homer, it's all your fault.
Mine?
Well, how are you, Will?
How are you, Sam?
Mr. Aldrich, if you'll step up here and pay your $70.
All right, I'll be happy to.
Bye, Homer.
Bye, Henry.
Mr. Aldrich, I want you to know this turkey is going to be wrapped and sent to one of the most deserving families in town.
What's that?
And presented, of course, with the compliments of the whole Aldrich family.
What?
Oh, boy.
Here, Dodo. Come here, Dodo. Nice doggy, Dodo.
Won't he give you the turkey, Papa? Dodo, give Papa the turkey.
Junior, keep away. Do you want to frighten him? Here, Dodo. Give me that turkey. That's a nasty turkey, Dodo. You won't like it.
Papa, where do you suppose he got it?
Natalie, will you stand back and all the rest of you keep back?
All right, stand back, everybody, and let Papa get the turkey.
Now, Dodo, for the last time, I want that turkey. We need that turkey. We haven't had a turkey dinner in this house in years.
Daddy got it! Daddy, Wes, we got a turkey!
And look at it, look at it.
Where do you suppose Dodo found that turkey, Papa?
Well, I don't believe in looking a gift dog in the mouth. Besides, Dodo knows a lot of people in this town. Is that the front door?
Yes, Papa.
It is? Now, look, Junior, take this turkey and go into the kitchen with it.
All right, it's our turkey now.
Good evening, Mr. Foley. I've got a surprise for you.
What's that, Mr. Johnson?
Here you are. It's partly from the Elm Street Church and partly from Sam Aldrich.
Well, what's this, a turkey?
A 25-pounder and all the trimmings to go with it.
Oh, Papa! Gee whiz, another turkey! Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving!
Just a minute, Alice, and I'll turn the light out.
Don't forget to open the window before you get into bed.
Mother.
Yes, Henry, come in.
Mother, I hate to bother you, but could you look over this composition for spelling?
Not tonight, dear, but leave it here. I'll go over it in the morning.
All right, and thanks.
Good night, Henry.
Good night.
Good night, dear.
You know, Alice, I've been thinking it over.
You've been thinking what over, Sam?
I don't see any reason why we should ask the Browns over for dinner tomorrow.
To be quite frank, dear, I agree with you.
I'll admit we've been good friends, but after the way Will acted today...
And I didn't like Elizabeth's attitude.
So we might just as well...
Dear, how do you spell Pocahontas?
What's that?
I guess Henry spelled it right.
Anyway, I don't see any point in having guests here for a dinner of cranberries and chestnuts.
But, dear, I told you we're also having corned beef hash.
Hash.
Of course, I know it isn't turkey, but... Sam, how do you spell Pocahontas?
Pocahontas?
There's no K in it, is there?
There may be in the original Indian spelling.
Sam, listen to this.
Listen to what?
What I Did on Thanksgiving by Henry W. Aldrich.
Thanksgiving's tomorrow.
Yes, dear, but stop interrupting. This year, the same as last year, we did the same old stuff that we did every other year. To begin with, our dinner consisted of turkey. Only he scratched that out and wrote chicken.
Yeah? Where does he think he's going to eat chicken?
Then he scratched that out and just left it blank.
Oh.
After we finished this hearty meal, we felt very stuffed and all sat around and talked about the price of things and the weather and business and stuff like that. Back in the old days, however, it was much more interesting. Then there wasn't much food for anybody, and the Pilgrims had to shoot turkeys just like Indians. Pocahontas was one Indian, for example, but she was a good Indian. Mincemeat in those days they didn't have at that time, nor things like sage, because no more ships came in that year. When you once got some food, you had to hang on to it for dear life, because almost anybody might steal it, usually a wolf. There were no stores to buy things, so if a wolf took your turkey and stuff, you were out of luck.
Let me see that on. But it was because of all this that the Pilgrim Fathers, from whom we are all sprung, celebrated their first Thanksgiving and bowed their heads when they sat down over what was in many cases just plain cornmeal mush, which is something that even my mother has never gotten me to like as much as I admire the Pilgrims for the other things they did. But even cornmeal mush is all right, I guess, as long as they had neighbors to share it. Because, as my father says, when it comes to Thanksgiving, it's the spirit and not the stuffing that counts.
Father, Homer's on the phone. His folks say if we could bring over a few eggs, they have some cornmeal to make cornmeal muffins, and won't we come over for dinner tomorrow?
What do you mean, won't we come over? You tell them to pack up their cornmeal and come over here.
I can ask them.
Yes, dear, and tell Mrs. Brown if she has any cinnamon to please bring it. I'm going to make applesauce.
Fight communism by joining the Crusade for Freedom, the independent movement of the American people which supports Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia. These two networks are shattering the isolation which the Kremlin has imposed on its slave states. As a private enterprise, they can hit hard and expose the falseness of the communist line. They can spike the hate and lie campaign of the Soviets against the free world. So, help build more transmitters for Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia. Send your contribution to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Dinner.
Not for another hour or so, dear.
Well, look, Mr. Foley's dog, Dodo, is out in the front yard.
Yes, Henry?
And Homer and I are going to take him and do a little hunting.
Hunting, dear?
Just around the neighborhood and see what we can dig up.
The Aldrich Family is transcribed as written by Clifford Goldsmith. Henry is played by Bobby Ellis and Homer by Jack Grimes. Mr. and Mrs. Aldrich are House Jameson and Catherine Roth. Your announcer is Dick Dudley. Listen again next week, same time, same station, for another sparkling half hour with the Aldrich Family.
Good night, everybody.
Well, no turkey for either family, but as Henry pointed out in his theme, it's the spirit, not the stuffing, that counts on Thanksgiving, as well as any other day of the year. Up next, we'll check in with Abbott and Costello right after this message from the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to bring you Colfax High School boys basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season.
This is what we came here for.
Our next game will be on Tuesday, November 28th, when the Vikings play host to the Amory Warriors. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Tuesday, November 28th.
Welcome back to our Thanksgiving gathering for 2023 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Our second serving of old-time radio today comes from the Abbott and Costello Show and an episode entitled Turkey Dinner. Film stars Bud Abbott and Lou Costello adapted their talents to radio for the 30-minute weekly comedy program. The sketches were often culled from their vaudeville act. Abbott and Costello debuted on radio on Kate Smith's program in 1938. They continued performing on the show until the summer of 1940. Their first program of their own was a summer replacement for The Fred Allen Show in 1940. After a hiatus of 2 years, the show returned as a regular network program in the fall of 1942 and ran through the spring of 1949. Before long, Abbott and Costello became one of the top radio comedy acts of the 1940s. So now, from November 25th, 1943, here are Abbott and Costello and the Turkey Dinner.
The Abbott and Costello program, brought to you by Camels, the cigarette that's first in the service. Camels stay fresh because they're packed to go around the world. Listen to the music of Freddie Rich and his orchestra, the songs of Connie Haynes, Billy Gray as Little Matilda, the famous Leon Schlesinger cartoon character Bugs Bunny. Tonight's guest, Warner Brothers' lovely star of Princess O'Rourke, Miss Jane Wyman, and starring Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Costello, where have you been? Listen, you know, this is Thanksgiving, and we've got to plan our holiday dinner.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I went to a Thanksgiving dance for the soldiers at the Hollywood Canteen.
You did?
Boy, I had some experience in the conga line.
Why should the conga line make you late?
I must have gotten the wrong line. I never got to dance. But I washed my hands 3 times. Boy, oh boy, was that kitchen crowded.
Hey, look, just a second.
That's a cover-up, you
Just
see,
a
with
minute.
the-
Did you get that... Come here, Lou. Did you get that black guy over at the canteen?
Yeah, while Hetty Lamar was serving some Marines, I thought I'd go over and steal a kiss. Just then, the lights went out.
What's that got to do with the black guy?
Did you ever try to kiss a top sergeant?
No. Look, never mind that, Lou. I came over here to your house to talk about Thanksgiving dinner. Now, let's
Good, Abbott.
Yeah, what?
Good. How about having Thanksgiving dinner with me?
Say, that's fine. What
Good.
time?
8 o'clock at your house.
No. You'll get no turkey at my house.
Okay, make it duck.
Duck?
Yeah, duck. You know, that's chickens with snowshoes on.
No. Look, Costello, let's face facts. Now, I couldn't invite a person like you to my house. I'm used to eating with the snooty set.
I don't blame you. You're what?
I'm used to eating with the snooty set.
Snooty set.
That's right.
So now I ain't good enough to eat with pigs.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I'll have you know that at my house I have a very fine cuisine.
You what?
I have a very fine cuisine.
Are you reading this right?
Yeah, that's right.
You have a very fine cuisine.
You heard me. Too high class for you, I
So
thought.
what?
So-
You got a very fine cuisine.
So what about it?
what? At my house, I have a very fine brother.
Brother, oh, no, I don't. You don't understand. Look, why, I couldn't even ask my butler to serve you a dinner.
Serve me for dinner.
No.
What kind of people come to your house? Cannibals?
No.
No? Dracula?
Quiet.
Frankenstein?
Shut up.
What is this? Eat the people?
Oh, come on. Let's talk sense.
I take it back.
Look, dinner at my house is a very classy affair.
Good.
I even have a silver tray to brush the crumbs on.
Crumbs?
Yes, certainly. Don't you have crumbs at your table?
Sure, Abbott. You're welcome anytime.
Listen. Now, you forget about my house. I'm having turkey dinner right here at your house. Now, we're going to cook that turkey you've been raising in the backyard.
Abbott, are you suggesting that I cook my turkey?
Why not?
My little Ingrid?
Why not?
Never.
Well,
Never.
why not?
Abbott, I raised that turkey from an egg.
Oh, so what?
I sat on that egg and hatched it.
No.
I even laid that egg.
Now, here. Don't be ridiculous.
I'm a father.
Now, wait a minute, Lou. I know better. A man can't lay an egg.
Us men ain't doing bad here, are we?
Just never mind. Now, listen to me. Come in.
Come in.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, Abbott, it's Mr. and Mrs. Niles.
Yes, I see.
Yes, you little blimp. I'll bet you're surprised to see me.
Well, since they lifted the dim out, a guy can see anything. How do you do?
Now, just a minute, Costello. Please don't make fun of my wife's appearance. She's beautiful from the top of her head to the tip of her toes.
She sure messed up that stuff in between.
Kenneth, are you going to stand for that?
Now, see here, Costello. You're making an ugly woman out of my wife.
Well, she's good material to work with.
Costello, that's not true.
Oh, no?
No.
When she sucks a lemon, the lemon makes a face.
No.
Boy, am I insulting you!
Yes. I'll say you are. How can you talk this way? Remember, Mrs. Niles is every inch a woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, the statement you have just heard is a paid political announcement and does not constitute the opinion of Lou Costello. Stop.
Now, look.
Continue.
Look, Lou, will you stop those?
Paid wire.
Costello!
I don't know what it is. Go ahead.
These people are guests in your house. I invited them here for your Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, Kenneth. And excuse me, your line.
Well, Mr. Costello, Kenneth and I came here to eat your turkey.
Oh, no, you don't. You ain't sinking your teeth in my Ingrid. What a lull. That turkey is my pet.
Why, you overstuffed ingrate. You had turkey at our house last year.
Turkey? That was a pigeon.
It was a turkey.
Pigeon.
Turkey!
It's the first turkey I ever saw with a message tied to its leg.
Will you
And the turkey was so old, the message was to gosh you.
All right, now look. Quit arguing, please, Costello. Listen to me. Now stop this arguing all the time.
Okay.
We're going out in the backyard and get your turkey. Come on.
No. Abbott, not that. What are you going to do with that knife?
No, I'm going to cut the turkey's gullet.
Gullet?
Yes, gullet. You know, turkey's neck.
I know they neck. And I want Ingrid to live to do some necking.
All right, never mind that.
Hey, Abbott,
What?
here comes Ingrid now. She recognizes me. See, Mrs. Niles? She talks to me.
What? Lou, what did Ingrid say?
She says I'm her Gary Cooper.
Costello, this is wasting time. Here, take this axe and chop off the head. There's nothing to it.
No, Abbott, I can't do it.
Here, come on, take the axe and grab her by the neck.
Grab her by the neck?
Yes.
Okay. Come here, you.
Oh, Mr. Costello, what are you trying to do to me?
Pilot to navigator. Sighted target. Target move.
Get out of here, come on.
The pontoons are in place. The last bridge planking is made fast, and the tanks and artillery begin to roll across the river into enemy territory. Another job is finished by the Army's combat engineers. These men have got what it takes, and so has their cigarette, Camels, first with men in all the services according to actual sales records. Yes, Camel cigarettes are going to all our fronts, and that's why they're packed to go around the world, packed to stay fresh, cool smoking and slow burning anywhere. Remember those men overseas if your store is temporarily out of Camel cigarettes. And remember, too, that when you get Camels, you always get more flavor, the result of expert blending of costlier tobaccos. Camel's tobacco standard is the same for soldier, for civilian, anywhere in the world. C-A-M-E-L-S. Camel cigarettes. They stay fresh because they're packed to go around the world. Freddie Rich plays the Thanksgiving Day song of the servicemen. Praise the Lord and pass the happy day.
Costello, where are you going?
Oh, I'm going out in the backyard to feed Ingrid, my turkey.
You're going to feed your turkey with that bottle of stuffed olives?
Oh, sure, Abbott. Ingrid's crazy about stuffed olives.
No.
She loves those little red worms in the middle.
Little red worms. Costello, those are pimentos.
Pimentos? How do you like that? For years, I've been throwing away the best part.
Oh, please, you and that turkey. You drove Mr. and Mrs. Niles out of here. And this is my last word on the subject. Either the turkey goes or I go.
Gee, Abbott.
Now.
That leaves me no choice.
Well, I'm glad you come to your senses.
I'm going to miss you, Abbott.
What?
I don't know why you're mad at Ingrid. I mean, after all, what did my turkey ever do to you?
What did she do? What did she do? I was eating breakfast this morning, and she walked right up to the table and stared at me. Why did your turkey stare at me?
You were eating from her bowl.
Oh, yes?
Who had a better right?
Just a minute. I've heard enough. Where's that axe?
No.
Give me that axe.
No, Abbott.
Come on.
Hey, Abbott,
Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
Kill my turkey.
Get out.
Abbott. Look out, Ingrid. Look out, Ingrid. Run for your life. The Gestapo is coming. Ingrid. Oh, Ingrid. Ingrid. This should get me the Academy Award. I think it should. Well, all right, so it won't. Back into the mood. My turkey is gone.
How do you know it's gone?
Look on the ground, Abbott.
The tracks?
No, the slave bracelet I gave her.
A what? You gave a turkey a slave bracelet?
What else could I do? I couldn't afford a ring.
Costello, did Ingrid mean that much to you?
It isn't every man that can have the love of a turkey. Abbott.
What?
Ingrid gave me the first egg she ever laid. I always carried it in my back pocket.
May I see it?
Okay. You know, Abbott, I should have had that egg hard-boiled.
Look at that. Costello, listen.
Ingrid.
Over there in the next yard.
Here,
It's
Ingrid. Come here, Ingrid.
Come on, Costello.
Come here, Ingrid.
Just a moment, Joe. What's going on in here? What's all the noise?
Say, look who it is, Costello. Our neighbor, Jane Wyman.
You're just the fellow I'm looking for, too, Costello. Do you know that your turkey ruined my entire victory garden? She just ate up my whole bed of radishes, and that will cost you $100.
$100 for radishes?
Yes.
That's about $4 a burp.
Look. You see, Costello, I told you that turkey would cause trouble, didn't I?
Oh, yes, we are going great. Look, Miss Wyman, Jane, Ingrid didn't mean it. You know, today's Thanksgiving. Let's forgive and forget. I mean, after all, it's all water under the bridge.
Water under what bridge?
What do you mean, under what bridge? How do I know what bridge?
Then how do you know there's water under it?
There's got to be water under it so the boats can go up and down.
Why do they have to go up and down? Why can't they go across?
All right, Smarty. Let them go across.
Well, wait a minute. What happens to the boats that want to go up and down?
Let him take an elevator. I'm a sucker to get into these arguments anyway.
Well, why did you start it?
Look, I didn't start nothing. I was just saying something it's really used as a figure of speech, like something like Gone with the Wind.
What wind?
What do you mean, what wind?
Well, there's the east wind, the west wind, the south wind, the north wind.
Any wind. Go ahead, pick out one and that's it.
That's immaterial to me.
All right, the immaterial wind.
Now, just a minute. Do you know what wind is?
Yeah, sure. Wind is something that goes like this.
I mean, without onions.
Look, Costello, did you ever see wind? No. Did you ever touch wind? No. Then where does it come from? Where does it go? What is wind?
I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, brother, you're full of it.
Costello, please, how do you know so much?
Well, because I read, stupid.
Yes, and you talk, stupid.
Why do you two have to pick on me?
Why do you keep saying silly things like Gone with the Wind?
I told you before, it's an old expression like never the twain shall meet.
What twain?
What twain? The twain on Twat Tree. Now you got me talking baby talk.
Then why don't you make yourself clear?
Look, Abbott, what's the use of talking to you people? It's just like pouring water on a duck's back.
Why did you do that?
Do what?
Pour water on a duck's back.
Yes, what did the duck ever do to you?
Look, the duck never did nothing to me. I mean, let's talk turkey.
Why should I talk turkey? I don't like turkey.
Yeah, who are you to make people eat turkey if they don't like turkey?
Look, Miss Wyman, I don't want you to eat turkey if you don't want to eat it.
Oh, now you want her to starve to death.
All right, let her eat turkey. Go on, eat turkey, Miss Wyman. You don't stuff yourself, you glutton.
No, that's fine. Now he wants me to get indigestion.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry I brought it up. It's all my fault anyway. I am willing to eat humble pie.
Oh, you're eating pie. You didn't offer us any pie.
Abbott, if I had a pie, I'd let you have it.
You would?
Yeah, right in the push. Now, if you keep this up, I'm going to walk out of here now. Now, there's more way to skin a cat.
When did you start that sort of thing?
Start what sort of thing?
Skinning cats?
That's the last straw, kids. I've had enough of this. I'm taking my Ingrid home. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. There goes another $4 worth of radishes.
Costello, you're driving me crazy. That turkey is nothing but a troublesome nuisance, a disgrace to the neighborhood. That turkey is a malicious pest.
Sir, you are speaking of the woman I love.
Why, Lou Costello, do you mean that you prefer that turkey to me?
Well, yes.
What? You prefer a turkey to a lovely, charming, gorgeous girl like Jane Wyman?
It must be the little Abner in me. I mean, after all, you folks don't understand what Ingrid means to me, Jane. Every minute of the day I can hear her calling to me.
But I'll make you forget your turkey. Here, let me put my arms around you, like this.
I can still hear my turkey calling.
And maybe I'll put my cheek next to yours, like this.
I can still hear my turkey calling.
And now, I kiss you tenderly, like this. Now, can you still hear your turkey calling?
My, how quiet the turkey is tonight.
Oh, get out of here!
Connie Haynes sings the bright new rhythm tune, Shoo Shoo Baby.
You've seen him up and down the avenue, and now he's wearing the navy blue. She had a tear in the corner of her eye as he said his last goodbye. Shoo, 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 baby. Shoo, 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 baby. Bye, 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 baby. Your papa's off to the seven seas. Don't cry, baby. Don't sigh, baby. Bye, 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 baby. When I come back, we'll live a life of ease. Seems kind of tough now to say goodbye this way. Papa's gotta be another day. Shoo, 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 baby. Don't cry, baby. Bye, 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 baby. Your papa's off to the 7th sea. Don't cry, don't sigh. Baby's here waiting for her papa. Don't cry, don't sigh. It seems nothing will ever stop her. Shoo, 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 my baby. Shoo, 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 my baby. Shoo, 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 my baby. Your papa's off to the 7th
All right, what's the matter? Wait a minute, take it easy now.
Am I out of breath?
What's the matter? What happened?
My little turkey. My little turkey.
What's the matter?
My Ingrid.
What?
Gone again.
Oh, that's a shame, Costello.
My Ingrid.
All right. I don't know what to say.
My Ingrid has gone
Lou,
again.
I wish I could comfort you.
You cannot.
How?
Kiss me.
Oh, shut up. Now, come on, get back, Glorious.
I'll answer it. Hello.
What's up, Doc? What's cooking, Hammerhead?
Oh, it's Bugs Bunny.
Hey, Doc, I'm calling you from the drugstore.
Look, I can't hear you, Bugs. Get closer to the phone.
I can't.
Why not?
The drugstore's closed.
Look, I ain't got no time to talk to you now, Bugs. I lost my turkey.
Hey, was it red and green?
Yeah.
And with brown feathers,
That's it.
beautiful black eyes,
Yep,
and a cute little turned-up beak?
Yeah, that's it. Have you seen it?
No.
Then what did you call me for? You haven't got my turkey.
No, Doc, but I got you a goat.
Ah, get out of here, will you, Bugs?
Oh, stop wasting time, Costello. If you want to find your turkey, let's call a cop. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Help, please.
Help, please. Oh,
Help,
copper.
please.
Hey, copper.
All right, I'm
Oh,
coming,
policeman. Are you a cop?
Yes. Well, of course I am.
Call me a policeman.
Now, listen, no remarks, please.
Hey, policeman.
Now, look here. I'm a cop, and my name's O'Rourke. Did I hear someone yelling for help?
Yes, officer. I'm Bud Abbott. We have a turkey missing from our backyard. We were raising it.
Oh, I see you're raising some nice fat hogs, too.
Take that club out of my stomach.
All right. Shut up, please. Let's start looking for your turkey, please. Where do you want to go first? Come on.
I'm going to start at Jane Wyman's house.
Jane Wyman, the movie star? The cute little number with the trim little package with the gorgeous little babe with the,
That's the dame, and stop drooling.
Oh, stop arguing. Here we are. Knock on the door.
Well,
Is your husband home?
I haven't got a husband.
Oh, darn it. I always make that mistake.
Used to be a nice man. Look, Miss Wyman, how come it took you so long to come to the door? What were you doing? Hiding my turkey?
Well, if you must know, you caught me in an awkward moment. I was frying a couple of eggs in my kimono.
That's very funny. My mother always uses a frying pan.
Now, stop that, Costello. You'll have to forgive him, Miss Wyman. I suppose you think he's a perfect idiot.
Oh, no, none of us are perfect.
Well, look, this isn't helping us find the turkey. What do you suggest, O'Rourke?
Well, now that's easy. The three of you take one side of the street, and I'll take the other side. We'll make a house-to-house canvass. Put your faith in Patrick O'Rourke, and I'll find your turkey.
Why, you couldn't find a drunk skunk in a trunk.
Could you?
I could if the wind was right.
Oh, come on, let's go.
What is it?
Well, I'm Jane Wyman, and this is Bud Abbott, the party who lives across the street, and this is Lou Costello, the party who lives next door. Now, this third party claims that I, the first party, took his turkey. So all three parties decided to call on you.
Not interested. Too many parties already. Open the door, lady. I'm looking for a turkey.
Oh, I can't come to the door. I'm not fully dressed.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Are you trying to make a liar out of this keyhole?
Now, look, Let me handle this one, Costello. The door's open, but I don't see anybody.
Look down here. I'm only 3.5 years old.
Hey, it's little Matilda. Matilda, did you steal Uncle Louie's turkey?
Oh, no, I have my own turkey in this cage. I'm going to eat it for Thanksgiving dinner.
But, little girl, that's not a turkey, it's a sparrow.
It'll be a turkey when I get through with it.
Well, what do you mean?
I'm going to blow it up with my bicycle pump.
Oh, Costello, this is a waste of time. You'll never find Ingrid.
Yes, and I've got to get home. I have a turkey cooking in a pot.
Hey, but think of me. I haven't got a turkey.
No, but you've got a pot.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not... Hey, did you hear that? Hey, Abbott, it's Ingrid. My Ingrid. And she's in this house.
Well, come on, let's get her.
Good. Open up in there. Open the door.
How do you do, everybody?
It's Officer O'Rourke.
Look, what did you do to my turkey, O'Rourke? It's nothing but skin and bones.
Put me down. I'm Mrs. O'Rourke.
Excuse me, lady. The feathers on your chin fooled me.
Look, Costello. There's Ingrid out in O'Rourke's yard with another turkey.
Well, Costello, I've got quite a shock for you. Your Ingrid and my Tom were married this afternoon at the little coop around the corner.
Ingrid is married?
I'll have it and no! Ingrid, come here, Ingrid. Come here, tell me everything. I'll understand. Tell me it ain't so. You mean you prefer Tom to me? But Ingrid, can he support you? Ingrid, how does he stand in a draft? Well, all right then, Ingrid. That settles it.
Wait, settles what?
Lou, what'd she say?
What are you asking me for? I'm no turkey.
Get out of
Abbott and Costello will be back in just a moment.
Thanks to the Yanks of the Week. Tonight we salute Captain Clark M. Sykes of San Antonio, Texas, who was flying a P-38 reconnaissance plane armed only with cameras over Rabaul, New Britain. Captain Sykes and another pilot in an armed P-38 were attacked by 4 new inline Japanese fighter planes. And during the fight, the escorting Lightning had both motors put out of commission. Seeing his companion's distress, Captain Sykes roared into the Japanese formation, bluffed them long enough for his escort to get one motor working, and escorted him safely back to their base. In your honor, Captain Clark Sykes, the makers of Camels are sending to our soldiers overseas 300,000 Camel cigarettes.
Each of the 4 Camel radio shows honors a Yank of the Week, sends 300,000 Camel cigarettes overseas, a total of more than 1 million camels sent free each week. In this country, the traveling camel caravans have thanked nearly 3.5 million Yanks with free shows and free camels. Listen to each of the 4 Camel shows. Tomorrow, Gary Moore and Jimmy Durante. Saturday, Bob Hawke in Thanks to the Yanks. Monday, Blondie. And next Thursday, Abbott and Costello with their guest, Miss Veronica Lake. And now here's Abbott and Costello with the final word.
Thanks, Ken. Well, Costello, here we are. The end of our second Thanksgiving Day show for camels.
That's something to be thankful for, Abbott.
Mm-hmm. And next week, our guest will be Veronica Lake.
You mean the girl that wears her hair over one eye?
No, you dummy. She doesn't wear her hair over one eye anymore.
Oh, that's right. The dim out's been lifted.
Oh, come on home. Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody at the Lone Pond.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show. And remember, Camel cigarettes are first in the service. They've got what it takes. Camels stay fresh because they're packed to go around the world. This is Ken Niles wishing you a very pleasant good night from Hollywood.
More pipes smoke Prince Albert than any other tobacco in the whole world. Want to know why? Your tongue will tell you first time you light up a pipe full of Prince Albert. Yes, sir. PA's no bite treated to give you cool, comfortable, tongue-happy smoking. Crimp cut, too, to pack and burn and draw just right. You'll find around 50 fragrant, nut-sweet pipefuls in every big red 2-ounce package of Prince Albert. More pipes smoke Prince Albert. It's the National Joy Smoke. This program has come to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Well, it appears as though Ingrid and Tom are destined to live happily ever after, much to the chagrin of Lou. That was the Abbott and Costello program from November 25th, 1943. Coming up next on our Thanksgiving gathering, we will visit with Jack Benny and see what happens when he dreams he's a turkey. That's coming up following this message from the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV is excited to once again be your host for Colfax High School girls basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season. Our next game will be on Thursday, November 30th, when the Vikings will host the Bloomer Blackhawks. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Thursday, November 30th.
Now it's time for our third course of old-time radio for our Thanksgiving gathering on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Our third entree of old-time radio today comes from the Jack Benny program and an episode entitled Jack Dreams He's a Turkey. The Jack Benny program, starring Jack Benny, is a radio and television comedy series which ran for more than 3 decades and is generally regarded as a high watermark in 20th century American comedy. He played one role throughout his radio and television career, a caricature of himself as a minimally talented musician and penny pincher who was the butt of all the jokes. In his first years on radio, Jack Benny followed the format of many other radio comedians, standing at the microphone, telling jokes and stories, and introducing band numbers. As the characters of Jack and his cast became more defined, the show took on a variety show format, blending sketch comedy and musical interludes. Over the years, the Jack Benny program evolved into the modern domestic situation comedy form, crafting particular situations and scenarios from the fictionalized life of Jack Benny, the radio star. The sitcom shows often took place in Jack's house in Beverly Hills, with the story revolving around some aspect of Benny's life. Common situations included posting parties, income tax time, nights on the town, backstage interactions between Jack and his cast during show rehearsals at the radio studio, contract negotiations, traveling in the Maxwell, or traveling by train or plane to and from Jack's many personal appearances throughout the country. So now, from November 21st, 1943, here is the Jack Benny program, and Jack thinks he's a turkey.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. For over 40 years, the favorite. That spells Grape Nuts. Yes, sir, back in the days when Sweet Rosie O'Grady was a favorite at the family harmonium, delicious, malty, rich grape nuts were a favorite at the family breakfast table. And they still are, and there's a reason. Grape nuts have a distinctive sweet-as-a-nut flavor that makes for real eating fun in the morning. A flavor that's a luscious two-grain blend of sun-ripened wheat and malted barley. And today you can enjoy that one delicious flavor in two delicious forms. Grape nuts, crisp, crunchy kernels, and Grape Nuts Flakes, delicate, toasty brown flakes. And both Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes bring you essential whole grain nourishment, which makes them basic 7 foods, one type of food Uncle Sam wants you to eat more of, because they're nourishing, plentiful, not rationed. So treat your family to malty rich Grape Nuts or Grape Nuts Flakes in the morning, every morning. It's a mighty swell way to start off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 4 days before Thanksgiving, and this year, as every year, Jack Benny will entertain his friends on the holiday. So yesterday, Jack and Mary went shopping, and we picked them up now in the local market.
Well, folks, what'll it be?
I'm giving a Thanksgiving dinner, and I'd like enough turkey for, let's see, there's me, Mary, Phil, Alice, Dennis, Mr. Billingsley, Mark Hellinger, the Warner brothers, and my laundry man. I'd like enough turkey for 9.
Jack, didn't you invite Don Wilson?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Got enough for 15. Is that'll do it.
Oh, Jack, Don doesn't eat so much.
He doesn't, eh? Remember last time I threw a big party?
Yeah.
Well, Don ate more than he chipped in for. Don't tell me. Huh?
Look, folks, there are other people waiting, so let's get on with the transaction.
Oh, yes, of course.
Now, here's a nice turkey, all dressed and everything. 55 cents.
Well, I fully expected to pay that much.
A pound.
Yes, a pound?
That's right. And this turkey weighs 21 pounds. And you'll need at least 21 pounds to feed 15 people.
55 cents a pound. That's a pretty big turkey, and I don't want any left over. How about that one over there?
That's a pigeon.
Oh. Oh. Well, then I'll take that other one, that live one right there.
I'm sorry, I'm not selling my canary.
A canary? Well, anyway, that wouldn't be enough for 15 people, would it?
Not unless you just wanted to entertain.
He's got his violin for that.
Yeah. Gee, Mary, look at those turkeys laying there so cold and still. Just think, a few days ago they were happy, carefree, and gay. And now they're 55 cents a pound. I mean, now they're dead. Say, Butcher, how old were these turkeys when they were killed?
Oh, about 8 months.
Didn't even have a chance to know life. I feel terrible.
You'd feel a lot worse if they were 70 cents a pound.
I suppose so. But, Mary, when I see that turkey laying there like that, I can't help but think of its mother. How lonesome she must be.
Don't worry, Bud. That's her right next to her.
Oh.
I wish you'd hurry, mister. I've got all these people waiting.
Pardon me. Oh, Tommy, will you please give me a little service?
Oh, it's Mrs. Greenberg. What can I do for you, Suzette?
Go ahead, Butcher. You can wait on her. I'm trying to make up my mind between these two turkeys.
I'll lay 8 to 5 on the pigeon.
Never mind.
Tell me, Tommy, how much weighs by you the turkeys?
They weigh from 18 to 22 pounds.
22 pounds. You call this a turkey?
Well, that's the average size.
Listen, Tommy. Last Thanksgiving, I had a turkey that weighed 86 pounds. I weighed them myself.
86 pounds?
Yes. And on the other side of the card, it said, you will meet a tall, dark man.
86 pounds? My, that must have been a humdinger.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, pardon me.
Mrs. Greenberg, how about taking 2 of these turkeys?
How much are they?
55 cents a pound.
I'm not asking you.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, Tommy. Give me this one here, and I'll pick it up later. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mrs. Greenberg.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye. Social climber.
What's she mad at?
Well, Jack, I guess that'll teach you to mind your own.
I'm not talking to you. Say, Butcher, I've been thinking it over. Instead of taking one of these dressed turkeys, I'll buy a live one. How much is it?
$8. Are you going to take it with you?
Yes.
That'll be 20 cents extra for the leash.
Oh, I often wondered how they got them home. Now, let's see, what else do I want? Oh, yes, for dinner tonight. Say, Butcher, have you got a nice, thick, juicy T-bone steak?
What was that?
I said a nice T-bone steak.
Well, who's next?
Listen, Butcher, you don't have to go into convulsions just because
All right, folks, get your tickets here for the 40-cent tour through the refrigerator. Come one, come all. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
40-cent tour through the refrigerator.
Yes, sir. It used to be 45, but the OPA put a ceiling on it.
Very funny.
Oh, thank you, sir. Now, hurry, hurry, hurry. On this outstanding excursion, you will see rib steaks, rump steaks, hip steaks, T-bone, sirloin, tenderloin, and porterhouse. The 7 wonders of the world.
Come on, Jack, let's take the tour.
Oh, don't be silly, Mary. You've seen steaks before. I showed you some last night when you came over to my house.
Oh, you and your etchings.
They weren't etchings.
All right, folks. All of you going on this tour, please form a line to the left.
Oh, come on, Jack, be a sport. Buy 2 tickets.
All right, all right.
Okay, folks, line up in front of this refrigerator door. Now, quiet, everybody.
Yeah, who is it?
It's okay, Joe. You can open up.
Gosh, it's chilly in this refrigerator.
Yeah, it sure is.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will look to the right, you will see one of our feature attractions, none other than a 7-rib roast.
Wow. Oh. Gee, Mary, it is beautiful. I wonder if I could just...
Don't linger with your finger.
I just wanted to see if it was tender.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a 7-rib roast. Not 5, not 6, but 7. I'll count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. Hey, Joe, lock the doors.
Okay. Hey, Eddie, bolt the windows.
Okay. Hey, Tom, sound the alarm.
Okay. Hey, Sam!
All right, stop with that. Nobody stole anything. Come on, Mary, let's pick up our turkey and go home. Well, we're almost home, Mary.
Yeah.
Isn't she cute? Say, Mary, you think it's all right to take the turkey in the house?
Why not? She's going to be your guest for Thanksgiving.
What?
She can sit between the cranberry sauce and the mashed potatoes.
Oh, stop.
Look, Jack, here comes your crazy boarder, Mr. Billingsley.
Mary, he's not crazy. He's just a little eccentric, that's all. Now be nice to him, as rent's due tomorrow. Hello, Mr. Billingsley.
Hello, folks. Out for a stroll, I see.
Well, we're not exactly taking a stroll.
Why, Mr. Benny, I didn't know you had a little one.
Mr. Benny's little one happens to be a turkey.
You may be surprised, but I'm not.
Look, Mr. Billingsley, I'm trying to tell you that we bought this at a store.
Oh, come now, Mr. Benny. I'm old enough.
Oh, brother.
Look, Mr. Billingsley, we're in a hurry.
So am I. I have to go to the barber shop. Or was I there? Isn't that funny? I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Well, you can say that again.
Oh, can I? All right. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Well, I must run along now. Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye.
I believe you would, you rascal.
Well, that I know isn't in there. Well, let's go, Mary.
You know, Jack, I don't see how you can stand having a guy like that around the house.
Mr. Billingsley, oh, he's all right. He gets his own meals, makes his own bed, and every morning he gets up at 6 o'clock and takes my dog for a walk.
But, Jack, you haven't got a dog.
Well, for heaven's sake, don't tell Billingsley. It'll break his heart. Well, here we are. Come on, Mary. We'll put the turkey in the kitchen. Oh, hello, Rochester.
Hello, boss. Hello, Miss Livingston. Well, and hello, you.
Now, let's see. Where can we put the turkey? Rochester, what are you doing to that turkey?
I'm only petting her, boss.
Petting her? You got your fingers around her neck.
What are you worried about? I ain't hurting the part you get.
The way some people treat turkeys. Come here, you poor thing. There. See how she looks at me with those trusting eyes? Gee, how can anyone kill it?
Oh, Jack, don't be a hypocrite.
I'm not a hypocrite. I just can't bear the thought of anyone killing a poor, defenseless turkey.
Go on. Last year you killed one yourself.
Mary, I ran over that turkey with my car. It was an accident.
Accident? You turned off the road and chased her halfway up a mountain.
Oh, for...
If she hadn't stopped to lay an egg, she'd have lived to hatch it.
What are you talking about?
You're right, Miss Livingston. Then he put the car in reverse and got 2 more birds.
What?
I don't know. I was the tail gunner.
Rochester.
That's the first time I ever had white meat with Firestone written on it.
Now cut that out and let's drop the whole thing. I'll get her, Rochester. There's somebody at the door. You go out and feed the turkey. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
What are you doing around this way, kid?
I came to see you about something important.
Oh, yes? What is it?
Well, it's about me.
All right, Dennis. All right, what is it?
Well,
what?
Well, my mother told me to tell you. Well...
Your mother told you to tell me what?
Well, You've been giving me the same salary for 3 years, and every year you promise me a raise. My mother thinks I ought to get one, and I do too, so there!
Dennis, come back here. Where'd he go?
He thought he ran outside, but he went into the closet.
What a kid. Dennis, come here.
Gee, it's crowded out there.
Those are my suits. Now, Dennis, if you want a raise in salary, don't act so flustered. Just ask me like a man. What are you afraid of? Just come over to me and say, Mr. Benny, I'd like a raise in salary.
Well, Dennis, I'd like to give you a raise, kid, but right now I can't afford it.
Huh?
I'm sorry, things are a little tough now, but buck up, kid. Stick to me and you'll go places.
Dennis! Dennis, where'd you learn that?
Mr. Benny put it on a record and sent it to me for my birthday.
Dennis, we'll talk about your salary right after Thanksgiving.
It wasn't even my birthday.
Never mind. By the way, kid, what are you going to sing on the program tomorrow?
Say a prayer for the boys over there.
Well, let me hear it. See, maybe I ought to give them a raise. It costs money to make those records, you know.
Say a prayer for the boys over there when they play the Star-Spangled Banner. Picture them by the dawn's early light and ask the Lord to watch over them each night. Lift your eyes as you silently rise when they play the Star-Spangled Banner. As the song of freedom fills the air, say a prayer for the boys over there. Over there, over there. Say a prayer for the boys over there. Over there, over there. Say a prayer for the boys over there. Lift your eyes as you silently rise when they play the Star-Spangled Banner. As a song of freedom fills the air, say a prayer for the boys over
Dennis, that song is swell. Run over it once more before the broadcast tomorrow.
Okay, but what shall I tell my mother about my raise in salary?
Just tell her you asked. She'll know the rest.
Dennis, tell your mother we'll talk about it later.
Okay. Goodbye, Miss Livingston.
Goodbye, Dennis.
Goodbye, kid. Dennis, that's the closet.
Oh.
Here's the front door. There.
Gee, Mr. Benny, no wonder you're the star.
Yes, Dennis. I've been a big hit for years, just opening doors. Goodbye, kid. I wonder when he'll grow up.
Well, Jack, I think I'll go home, too. I'll have to clean up the house.
Clean up your house? You've got a maid.
I know, but I don't want to lose her.
Oh, yeah. Good night, Mary.
Good night.
Oh, Rochester,
Yes, sir.
I'm ready to go upstairs to bed.
I'm tired, boss. Would you mind walking up tonight?
Okay, but don't let it happen too often. Oh, Rochester, what did you do with the turkey? Did you put her where she won't be cold?
Yes, sir, boss.
Good.
I put it in the oven.
The oven? What'd you put her there for?
I don't want her to get stage fright on Thanksgiving.
Well, take her out of there and put her on the back porch.
Okay.
Bad enough that we have to kill her in a few days.
The least we can do is see that she's comfortable.
Yeah, I hate to think of killing that poor old turkey.
Oh, boy, am I tired. I'm so tired I can't even hang up my clothes.
Oh, well. I'm not so fat.
Oh, it'll feel good to get these shoes off.
Oh, darn it.
I always forget. Thanksgiving's here again.
Years roll on for everybody but the turkeys.
Hello. Hello, my fine feathered friend. Say, you're nice and plump, aren't you?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You're going to make somebody happy on Thanksgiving. What? And you'll bring me a nice price on the market. 55 cents a pound.
What am I doing here in this coop? I'm not a turkey. I gotta get out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out of this coop. Oh, I'm not in a coop. I'm in my own house. Oh, Rochester. Rochester.
What are you doing in here, turkey? I thought I put you out on the back porch.
Turkey? Rochester, I'm not a turkey. And stop staring at me like that.
Come here, turkey. Come over here to me.
Rochester, put down that knife and fork. Is that a napkin you're wearing?
It ain't so wrong.
Rochester, what's the matter with you?
Say, Butcher.
Hello, Suzanne.
How much weighs by you this turkey?
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, pardon me.
All right, folks, get your tickets here for the 40-cent tour through the Gravy Bowl. Come on, come on. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Come on, Jack, let's go. 2 tickets, please.
You only need one, lady. Turkeys get in free.
Now, wait a minute. This is going far enough. I'm not a turkey. I'll prove I'm not. Mrs. Greenberg.
I'm not talking to you.
Butcher, you know I'm not a turkey, don't you? What's the matter with you people? Mary, tell them I'm not a turkey. Tell them for cranberry sauce. Tell them.
Of course you're not a turkey. What's the matter with you people? Look at his webbed feet.
Well, I've had enough. I'm getting out of here.
turkey, you're a turkey, you're a turkey.
Who's a turkey?
You're a turkey, you're a turkey, you're a turkey.
I'm a turkey?
Bromo seltzer, bromo seltzer, bromo seltzer, bromo seltzer.
Oh, boy! Train leaving on track 12 for Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Arabia.
Oh, boy, I'm going to get on that train. Get away from all of this.
And Turkey.
What? Well, that did it. I'm going to prove once and for all who I am.
Hello, Mr. Benny. You're a little unhappy, I see.
Mr. Billingsley. Mr. Billingsley.
Yes?
Tell me, am I a turkey or Jack Benny?
You haven't left yourself much choice, have you?
This is the end. I'm not taking any more from anybody. The next one that tells me I'm a turkey is going to get a punch in the mouth. That's what I'll do. I'll punch him right in the mouth.
Hello, Jack.
Never mind that Jack stuff. I know what you're thinking, Don Wilson. Go ahead and say it. Just say it.
Of course I'll say it. Grape Nuts Flakes are toasty brown, toasty brown.
Stop
toasty
stalling,
brown,
Wilson.
Sweet as a nut and toasty
You know what
brown,
I mean.
toasty
Come on,
brown,
say it.
Toasty brown, malty rich and
Don't
toasty
play around
brown,
with me,
toasty
Don Wilson.
brown,
You came here to
toasty
tell me
brown.
one
Grape
thing.
Nuts Flakes are thrifty
Now, you
buy,
say
thrifty
it.
buy, thrifty
You
buy.
say it or I'll punch you right in the mouth.
Grape Nuts Flakes.
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 Right in the mouth. Now get out. Get out of here, everybody. Get out. Get out.
Boss, wake up.
Go away. Go away.
Boss, wake up. You've been dreaming.
Huh? Huh? What?
You've been dreaming.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, what a dream I had. What a terrible nightmare.
It must have been, boss. Your feathers are all over the floor.
My feathers?
You tore your pillow apart.
Oh. I know what you meant for a minute there. Well, I'm all right now, Rochester. Nearly time to get up anyway.
Almost. Say, Mr. Benny, what's all that money doing on the floor?
Oh, that's some change that dropped out of my shoe. So long, Rochester. So long.
So long, boss. What a man. He's got shoes that jingle, jangle, jingle.
Well, folks, tonight I'm going to tell you a so-so story. You know how you meet a guy on a nice shiny morning and sing out, why, hello, Jim, how are you? And he says, oh, so-so. Well, there's usually a reason for that let-down so-so mood, and it goes something like this. So that guy got up that morning on the run. So then he ate breakfast on the sip and run. So no wonder he felt below par lately. You can't do a man-sized job on a bird-sized breakfast, you know. In fact, doctors and dietitians tell us that we need at least 1/4 of our daily nourishment in the morning. So start the day well-nourished. And for a real treat, feature Toasty Brown Grape Nuts Flakes. Because Grape Nuts Flakes are a whole grain cereal crammed full of sustaining, energy-giving whole grain nourishment. So you couldn't ask for anything better, could you, than Grape Nuts Flakes? Crisp, toasty brown with that sweet as a nut flavor. Mmm. Eat a good breakfast, you'll do a better job. And for a rousing breakfast treat, make it delicious, nutritious Grape Nuts Flakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I only have a second. I'd like to call your attention to a special USO program which will be broadcast Thanksgiving morning. The program is called Soldiers in Grease Paint. Will include all of your favorite radio and motion picture stars. So please listen. Good night, folks.
Ladies, your grocer has something new for you. That's the time-saving, money-saving, big, new, economy-size package of hot Grape Nuts Wheat Meal. 30 full ounces of this rich, hot brown cereal that's extra delicious, extra nutritious, and it cooks to perfection in just 3 minutes. Ask for the big, new, economy-size package of hot Grape Nuts Wheat Meal. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Well, his dream sure put a fright into Jack. It's a good thing he didn't lose his head over it, what with it being Thanksgiving and all. Up next, we'll wrap up our Thanksgiving gathering with an episode from Sam Spade Detective right after this message from the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Time to wrap up our old-time radio Thanksgiving gathering on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We'll finish today's menu with the adventures of Sam Spade, detective, and an episode entitled The Terrified Turkey Caper. The Adventures of Sam Spade Detective was a radio series based loosely on the private detective character Sam Spade, created by writer Dashiell Hammett for the Maltese Falcon. The show ran for 13 episodes on ABC in 1946, for 157 episodes on CBS in 1946 through 1949, and finally for 75 episodes on NBC in 1949 through 1951. The series starred Howard Duff and later Steve Dunn as Sam Spade and Lorene Tuttle as his secretary Effie. It took a considerably more tongue-in-cheek approach to the character than the novel or movie. So now, from November 24th, 1950, here is the adventures of Sam Spade, detective, and the terrified turkey caper.
The National Broadcasting Company presents The Adventures of Sam Spade, Detective.
Sam Spade, Detective Agency.
Here's I, sweetheart.
Sam! Oh, I was worried to death. This office, glass all over the floor, holes in the wall.
That was just business going on as usual during all vacations, Eph.
Well, what was it all about, Sam?
They tried, Effie, just tried to pluck my feathers and cook my goose.
On Thanksgiving, too. How could they?
Oh, they were a mean lot.
Are you all right?
Hale and hearty, every giblet in place and not a feather ruffled. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was heavenly. Mama had a turkey dinner, sage dressing, cranberry sauce, candy jams.
Hard cider?
A little.
Come clean, Effie?
Well, I had 2 glasses. Everyone was there. Cousin Gertie, Dwight, Mrs. Floss. I was disappointed when you didn't show up, Sam. Did you have Thanksgiving dinner?
Sure.
Sam?
At the Helping Hand Rescue Mission, where there's plenty of free parking and never a cover charge. For further details, consult the report, which I will presently be down to dictate on a tasty chronicle of foul play. The Terrified Turkey Caper.
For NBC, William Spear, radio's outstanding producer-director of mystery and crime drama, brings you the greatest private detective of them all in The Adventures of Sam Spade.
Sam, hey!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
Having Thanksgiving dinner at a rescue mission, and Mama cooks it perfectly wonderful.
Thank your mother for me, Eph. Tell her I'll be over to break wishbones with her tonight. And to atone for my social indifferences, here's a little something I brought for you.
Oh, Sam! You shouldn't have. It's beautiful. What is it?
A blunderbuss.
A blunder what?
Bus, as in step to the rear of.
Oh. Well, what does it do?
Shoots, Eph. It's a gun. Our founding fathers used it in foraging for feathered food when they settled this abundant continent.
And it's mine.
To do with what you will.
Where did you get it?
Pencil boy?
Yes, Sam. Who gave it to me?
Pad open?
Oh, yes, but I don't know.
Knees crossed?
Did you mean the founding fathers?
Don't peek. Date November 24th, 1950. To Detective Lieutenant I.C. Kelsey, Homicide Detail, San Francisco Police. From Samuel Spade, license number 137596. Subject, Turkey. Dear Kelsey, this was a big week for the cranberry pickers, the butchers, the sage makers, and the stomach pill people. But for private detectives, it was strictly from hunger. My office door opened only twice a day, once to let me in and once to let me out. And when on Wednesday I heard a knock on the door, I went into a paroxysm of delight. Come in! Come in! Come in! Entrez-vous! Entrez-vous! Arise! When I ran out of languages, I got up from behind the desk, walked to the door, and opened it. Standing there was a small, middle-aged man with a pink, bald head. His blue serge suit needed pressing, and he was nervously fingering a strawberry birthmark under his left ear.
Mr. Samuel Spade?
I am.
May
May I have a moment?
You may have several, but not in the corridor. It's not in my lease.
Oh, I'll come in.
Good. Well?
Well, you'll have to excuse me, Mr. Spade. I've had so few dealings with private detectives. I find it hard to begin.
Well.
Oh, perhaps I shouldn't have come at all. Goodbye.
No, wait a minute. Maybe I can help you.
Well, you see, Oh, what's the use? You won't believe me. Nobody does. I'd really better...
Oh, now, wait. I'll believe you. All I ask is a chance. Now, let's start with your name.
Oh, what, my name?
Yes.
Yes, my name. To begin with, you won't believe that. Oh, but I can verify it. Yes, I can. It's on the registration book of the old Colony Hotel, in the 1943 phone book, and on my old driver's license.
Well, I'll have to know it before I can verify it.
Yes, of course you will. It's Tom.
Well, now that's not so hard to believe.
Oh, you haven't heard the rest of it. It's Tom Turkey. You see, I told you wouldn't believe it. I'd better go.
No, let me be the first to believe you. Now, Mr. Tom, what's your problem?
Oh, dear, that's even harder to explain.
Well, now that I don't believe. But take a breath and jump into it.
Yes. My name's Tom Turkey, and they're going to kill me for Thanksgiving.
Well, I had asked for it, and I had gotten it. And I sat back wondering who had gone to all the trouble to play this funny joke on me. I was looking at my hand to see if there was any itching powder on it where he'd shaken it when my phone rang. I lifted the receiver, swung around on my swivel, and gazed out onto the street. It was Al Cuccio calling, a private eye whose reputation was shadier than a mushroom cellar.
Hiya, Spady.
Al.
Haven't seen much of you lately, Spady. You have to get together.
Yeah, well, so long.
Wait, I'll tell you why I called. I've had a pest in my office, keeps coming back. Thinks he's a turkey somebody wants to dress. I brushed him, but your name came up, and I just wanted to warn you. He might be in to see you.
I'm confused, Al. I never knew you to turn your back on a buck.
Oh, I don't want any of this one. His buttons are loose. My advice to you is to bounce him.
Well, we've never traded advice before, Cuccio. Why now?
Well, after all, we're in the same racket. If we can't help each other...
Oh, sure, Al, sure. I appreciate it.
Give me a ring. We've got to get together sometime.
Yeah, when I get a free night, we'll Jimmy parking meter.
Yeah, Huh? Oh, yeah. Parking meters. I'll see you later, Spady.
I turned back to the desk, and what I saw in front of me was an empty chair. Tom Turkey had taken wing. I got up and walked to the window, and a minute later, I saw him come out of the building downstairs and start to cross the street. And then I saw something else. A large 4-ton truck was tearing down the street, picking up speed. Instinctively, I shouted a warning, and at the last second, Tom Turkey scrambled from in front of the truck and disappeared into the alleyway. The truck roared up the street, and on its side was printed in gold letters, "Haynes, you drive it." There was nothing to say it wasn't coincidence, this near mishap, but somehow I found myself intrigued and wanting to hear more of the little guy's story. He said the old Colony Hotel. On the way, I stopped at the library, found an old 1943 phone book, and looked. He was listed. Thomas Turkey, it said. Out of curiosity, I rang the number.
Hello?
I wonder if you can help me. I'm inquiring about a Mr. Turkey.
Turkey. This ain't his number no more.
I know.
Haven't had any calls for him for years. Screwy name.
Yeah, I know.
I knew a woman named Rabbit once. Mrs. Rabbit.
About Turkey, could you remember what he looked like?
I don't. Hey, Manny, what Turkey look like?
Huh?
Yeah. Small man, around 50. Nice fellow, Manny says.
Strawberry under his left ear?
Strawberry under his left ear, Manny? Yeah, strawberry under his left ear.
Well, thank you, madam, for your information, and thanks to Manny.
Well, you're welcome, but I don't know what you're going to do with it. Old man Turkey's dead. Been dead for years.
Curiouser and curiouser, I thought. They had described the man who came to my office 20 minutes ago, and now he'd been dead for years. I continued on to the old Colony Hotel. Room, 75 cents, it said. Tom's room was 114.
Who is it?
Sam Spade.
Oh, come in, Mr. Spade. I'm sorry I ran away. I didn't think you really believed me.
Well, I'm not sure I do yet. Tell me, was that truck an accident?
Oh, I don't think so, no. They made 3 attempts before to kill me. Somebody tried to push me in front of a train, and then A wheelchair full of cement dropped off a building and just missed me, and then I was shot at.
Now, who are they and why would they want to kill you?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Look, let's tack.
Tack?
Tack. I dialed your old phone number, and the people who answered said you're dead.
Oh, a lot of people think I'm dead.
Yeah. Look, do you still want me to work for you?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, you'll have to tell me more then. I can't...
I guess I'd better tell you everything. Oh, it's hard to talk about, Mr. Spade. It's not easy to admit to someone you've been a foolish man. You see, I just turned 50. I was quite tired of the life I'd led. Proper, dull, and unfruitful, except in money. My business was worrying, and so was my wife, Henrietta.
This has a traditional ring.
Anyway, to make it short, I decided to run away. One day I drove to work. I parked my car in the middle of the Bay Bridge where the suicide note left it and disappeared.
Where did you go?
Oh, all over the world. I took a job on a boat. I did. On a boat. And then I settled in Sao Paulo, Brazil, under another name.
Now you're back. Why?
Well, maybe I got lonely. Maybe I got wiser. Maybe I felt I paid enough for my mistakes. Let's just say I'm back. I want to be with Henrietta.
Have you seen her?
I checked into this hotel and wrote her a letter saying I wasn't dead. I was back in San Francisco, and I wanted to come back to her if she still would have me. But I told her I wouldn't bother her unless she wanted to see me. That she could contact me here. That was a week ago.
And you haven't heard from her?
No. And almost right away, these attempts on my life began.
I see. All right, what's her address?
3118 Monroe. Oh, she's taken her maiden name again. Black. Henrietta Black.
Well, come on, let's go.
No, I'm not going to see her until she asks me.
Well, look, you're going to my apartment. Nobody will bother you there.
And you're going to see Henrietta?
That's right.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Spade. You do believe me. I think I'm really ready to face the world again now.
I deposited Tom in my apartment with instructions to open the door for no one but me, and then I proceeded to 3118 Monroe in the high-rent district. I was ushered through a comely portico by a Japanese maid who told me to wait in a study heavy with mahogany. In a moment, two people came in. The woman wore a black dress, silver pendant, flat shoes, and a complexion the color of apple meat. She was Miss Henrietta Black and/or Mrs. Tom Turkey. The man turned out to be Leander Luce, the lady's attorney, business manager, and canasta partner.
You say you have something important to discuss with me, Mr. Spade?
I do.
I hope you don't mind my asking Mr. Luce to be here.
Not at all.
Well,
Mrs. Turkey, I just talked to your husband, Tom.
Mr. Spade, if you please.
I say something?
a rather feeble attempt at comedy, Mr. Spade.
Well, I wasn't trying for a laugh. You are Mrs. Turkey, aren't you?
I was.
You undoubtedly still are.
I'd expected to hear another one of these cruel jokes about my name.
At Thanksgiving time, Mr. Spade, someone was always going to stuff Tom, baste him, dress him, slice him.
This season, they're going to kill him.
They are not going to kill him. He is already dead.
He's not dead, Mrs. Turkey, and you should know it.
I should.
Yes, he sent you a letter saying he was back in San Francisco and wanted to see you.
Mr. Spade, this has gone absolutely far enough.
Not quite. What about the letter?
I know of no such letter.
I see. Well, thank you for your time. I'm sorry I bothered you.
Oh, you used bad judgment in coming in the first place.
Yes, maybe you're right. There was falsehood in this someplace, Lieutenant, and it stuck out like a fat girl in slack. The only thing to do was to go back to my apartment, get Tom Turkey, and confront Mrs. T with her husband in the flesh. But when I got back to my apartment building, I spotted in rapid succession, 1, an ambulance, 2, a police car, and upstairs, outside my half-opened apartment door, I spotted 3, you.
I've been expecting it.
What's going on, Kelsey?
Yes, serious, Sam, serious.
Who's that bald-headed man moving around the apartment?
That's McCracken, the new medical examiner. Checking a stiff on your rug.
I stepped around you, Lieutenant, and pushed the door all the way open. I saw McCracken kneeling over the body and a couple of men from homicide taking photos. I moved into the room feeling nothing good. A little guy had given me a job, and while I was yakking with his wife, somebody got to him. And in my apartment, where I'd stashed him. McCracken stood up, and I looked down at the body. Then I looked again. Who I saw wasn't Tom Turkey at all. It was the late private eye, Al Kuchel. You are listening to the weekly adventure of radio's most famous detective, Sam Spade. You you Friday fans of Sam Spade, there's mystery on Saturday evening, too, on NBC. Tomorrow, the man called X sets out on another mission of danger and intrigue in some far-off corner of the earth. Herbert Marshall stars as the man called X, a man without a name who travels the world over protecting his country's interests. He lives by his wits, and his business is danger. He's the man called X, tomorrow over most NBC stations. For top Sunday listening, it's another broadcast of The Big Show on NBC. This Sunday, your stars include Fred Allen, Jack Carson, Mindy Carson, Ed Archie Gardner, Ed Wynn, and many, many more. And Tallulah is your MC as usual. This Sunday, it's The Big Show on NBC. And now back to the terrified turkey caper, tonight's adventure with Sam Spade. While the men from Homicide were taking pictures, etc., you and I, Lieutenant, were going round and round on the question, if I didn't kill the man found in my room, who did? And you were sufficiently impressed with my insult, Kelsey, not to hold me for the murder. We bowed to each other, and I left. Thinking back to the truck that had almost run Turkey down, I went to the Haynes U Drive truck rental garage.
What do you want?
I'm a detective. Could you give me a list of names for everybody who rented a truck from you during the past few days?
Sure.
He handed me a big registration book, and I read every name for the past week. For the first 5 days, they all seemed to be nice, normal, abnormal names. And then, under the rentals for the day before, was the name of John Smith. John had given his address as 7200 Kearney. And I happen to know that Kearney only goes up to 2000. The dispatcher said that Smith had returned the truck about 3 hours before. And he remembered him as an ugly, heavy-set, and rough-voiced character who looked like an ex-longshoreman. They had already washed the truck, so the fingerprints were all loused up.
Well, it's Mr. Spade again.
Look, I'd like to speak with Miss Black, if you don't mind.
Come in. Come in.
Thank you.
This way, into the den.
Right.
Well, I was sure you'd look into this affair a little more and realize that it was just a blind alley, a hoax of some kind.
Where's Miss Black?
Oh, she's upstairs, lying down. The whole affair has upset her, and she asked not to be disturbed. I think the wisest course of action for you, Mr. Spade, is just to let the matter drop.
You can't let a murder just drop, Mr. Lewis. The police wouldn't hear of it.
Huh? Murder? Who?
An unfrocked private detective named Al Cuccio.
Well, what does this have to do with Henrietta Black?
Al Cuccio called me earlier today and said that Tom Turkey was a crackpot, a little man with delusions. He tried to top me off taking his case.
He sounds like a perceiving man.
Well, he didn't perceive ending up in my apartment with a bullet in his head.
Well, that's too bad, but I still
I left Tom Turkey in my apartment for safekeeping, and when I returned, he was gone and Cuccio was dead.
Well, that explains itself, obviously. This detective knew that Tom Turkey was a phony, and Turkey killed him.
It can figure that way, and a number of other ways.
Mr. Spade, I have no desire to sit here trading subtleties with you. As yet, no one has demonstrated that the real Tom Turkey actually exists, alive. Now, until you do have something more concrete and less mythological, Miss Black requests that you do not come around opening up old wounds.
You've made an eloquent point. Just tell me one thing.
If I can.
When did Tom Turkey disappear? I mean, what month, what day?
It was, 1943, November. But I'm not sure of the exact day. I think it was in the 3rd week.
Could it have been on Thanksgiving?
Very possibly, very possibly.
I returned thoughtfully to my office and did a little rapid mental arithmetic and came up with the number 7. From November 23rd, 1943 to November 23rd, 1950 was 7 years to the day. And I pondered this. What did the number 7 mean to the life or death of Tom Turkey? I had just hit upon the answer and was crying Eureka when my office door opened, unlocked, and a visitor came in unannounced. He was ugly, heavy-set, and looked like an ex-longshoreman. I waited to see if the voice checked.
You, Spade?
Who shall I say is calling?
Captain John Smith. And here's my calling card.
The first bullet grazed my shoulder and tore the padding out of my coat. The second bullet hit the water cooler and it crashed over, water and all on top of me. Where the third bullet hit, I wasn't sure at the time because darkness came rushing through my head like a freight train. When I opened my eyes again, I expected to see St. Peter checking my ID card. But all I saw were the dust balls under my desk and a fly bathing himself in a pool of water spreading slowly over the floor. There was blood on my hand, but it came from a glass cut. I was in shambles, but alive. Captain John Smith had shoved off, obviously thinking his bullets had done their work.
Homicide, Lieutenant Kelsey.
Sam, Kelsey, have you found anything more about Tom Turkey?
Nothing, Sam. Frankly, I'm beginning to wonder if there is such a guy.
Well, clever Kelsey, a few minutes ago, a gorilla by the name, believe it or not, of Captain John Smith just tried to kill me in my office.
Oh, go on, Sam. I find it hard to think.
You find it hard to think, period.
Really, Sam? Did you get him?
No, but my office is a wreck, and there's a hole blasted in my wall big enough to put a basketball in.
Well, what did he use, a bazooka?
I figured dum-dum bullets.
Dum-dum? Well, that's illegal, ain't it?
Kelsey, doesn't it strike you as significant that every attempt on Turkey's life has been vicious, as if someone not only wanted to kill him, but also mutilate him?
Yeah, now that you mention it. Somebody probably wanted to make identification difficult.
Even dead, they didn't want anybody to know who he was. Now, listen carefully, Kelsey. This is real deep. Tom Turkey disappeared on Thanksgiving of 1943. A person has to be missing 7 years before he can be legally dead and his insurance collected. Now, if someone had Turkey insured, they could collect the day after this Thanksgiving, if Turkey didn't show up before.
You mean somebody's trying to kill him for the insurance?
I would say so, Kelsey. I would say so. Now, hurry up and find him. When I put down the phone, I heard a heavy pounding. For a minute, I thought it was in my head, until I turned to face the door, and standing there was a small pilgrim with bandy legs in black stockings, pantaloons, white-collared coat, and stovepipe hat.
Hallelujah!
He wore silver buckles, and what he was pounding on the floor was an 18th century blunderbuss.
Hallelujah! Have I got the right place?
Oh, offhand, I'd say so. If you're looking for Captain John Smith, he just left. Pocahontas is expected any minute.
Now, don't you go trying to confuse me. I'm too thirsty.
What's on your mind?
Well, I'm looking for a fellow named Dan, Oh, I'm so thirsty, I forgot.
Sam Spade?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, you broke your water bottle, huh?
Yeah.
Good. That stuff's poison anyway. Hallelujah. Hey, say, do you happen to have any hard cider around?
Fresh out.
Oh. I'm kind of thirsty, you know. Any type of corn squeezing?
Here, try this, Dad.
Yeah.
Good, huh?
Oh.
You like that, huh? Oh.
Follow me. But before we go, do you suppose we could have a little something for the road? It's bitter cold.
I gave him a little, but not too much, because I didn't want him to lose his way. He walked me right down Market Street so he could look in the liquor store windows. He said it gave him a comfortable feeling to know there was so much good in the world. And then we turned right a few blocks until we came to the Helping Hand Mission. Across its gray front, a banner promised special holiday food and comfort to the unfortunate. And on the street in front of it, there was a brass band sending out signals to the fraternity that any minute the great feast of Thanksgiving would begin. The band members and other volunteer workers were all dressed as pilgrims, a quaint conceit. My pilgrim led me to a dark corner of the clubroom, and sitting there unhappily was none other than Tom Turkey.
Hello, Mr. Spade.
Oh, hello, Tom. What happened to my apartment? And why did you run away?
Well, I was afraid. You told me not to answer the door until you came back. Well, somebody knocked on the door and said it was you, so I opened it, and two men came in.
Tell me, was one of them Al Cuccio?
Yes, the detective. The other man was a big, ugly-looking fellow, and when they saw I was alone, they started arguing.
About what?
Well, the detective said that now that he brought the ugly man there, he wanted his money.
Yeah?
The ugly man pulled a gun, and they started to fight. Oh, dear, I slipped out the door, and when I was halfway downstairs, I heard a shot and kept on running.
Well, Al Cuccio is dead.
Oh, my. I thought so. This was the only place I could think of to hide. Oh, when Henrietta finds out I've been mixed up in a murder, she'll never take me back.
Henrietta. Hey, tell me, did your wife ever have any insurance on you?
Oh, before I ran away, she did. A $50,000 policy, but, that would have lapsed by now.
Maybe. Did it have a suicide clause in it?
A suicide?
Yes.
Well, no. No, it didn't. I remember.
Yeah, you'd like to talk to Henrietta, wouldn't you? All right, here's her phone number. Call her up and tell her where you are.
Oh, dear, I don't think I could. I'm too frightened.
You've got to do something to help yourself. If you don't, by midnight, you might be a cold turkey.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it just slipped out.
All right, I'll do it.
Well, he went and made the call. When he returned, he said that a man had answered who said Henrietta would come down and pick Tom up. He didn't want to wait, but I sat on him. The pilgrim brought us a dish of turkey dinner, saying he couldn't stand food himself, and we munched a spell. In a little while, a limousine pulled up in front of the mission with someone in back whom I couldn't see. A chauffeur stepped out and came in inquiring for Tom Turkey. It was Captain John Smith himself. When he saw me, a look of shocked surprise came over his unhandsome face. Hoping to catch him off balance, I drove at him. It was the liveliest thing that has happened at the Helping Hand mission in years, and we had a good house, too. Money was even changing hands. When I heard the odds starting to go against me, I realized I'd better come up with something.
Here, use this, partner.
And I did. The bandy-legged pilgrim shoved his blunderbuss right in my hand. And I swung. Smith dropped like pheasant on the wing. I looked up. The passenger from the limousine was just coming in.
What's the meaning of this?
It means, Leander Luce, that you're not going to carve Tom Turkey up for your Thanksgiving insurance policy.
Hallelujah. Drumstick, anyone?
Period. End of report.
Sam, I don't understand.
Well, it's as plain as the cranberry stain on your dress, huh? Luce, as Henrietta's business manager, had her power of attorney. And secretly, he kept making the payments on Tom Turkey's insurance policy.
Oh, and then he'd collect for Henrietta and keep the money himself.
Effie, sometimes your lightning mind frightens me. Now, go type that up. 3 chimes mean good times on NBC. There's fun and laughs with the chimes later tonight when Ed Gardner stars in Duffy's Tavern. As usual, Duffy won't be there, but Archie the manager will definitely be on hand to serve his blue plate special of grilled English language. This Sunday, the big show comes your way again. Tallulah will be your hostess, and the stars include Fred Allen, Jack Carson, Ed Wynn, Meredith Wilson, and many, many more. It's the big show, Sunday on NBC.
Sam, the man who killed Al Crusoe and tried to kill you, was his name really Captain John Smith?
Now, Effie, could we have a Thanksgiving caper without a Captain John Smith? It wouldn't be right.
It was a coincidence, wasn't it?
Well, if you promise not to tell anyone.
I won't.
His real name was Michael Giuseppe Yablonsky Smith. I called him John for short.
You're so kind.
Are we going over to your mother's for cold turkey snacks?
Well, all right, but I don't think there'll be much left.
Oh?
You see, my cousin Judy couldn't find a little boy. And Mother phoned and said they just found him. He was inside the turkey, eating his way out.
Effie, is there no way to curb that tongue of yours?
There's one way.
Well, come here.
Oh, good night, Sam.
Good night, sweetheart. The Adventures of Sam Spade are produced, edited, and directed by William Spear. Sam Spade was played by Stephen Dunn. Lorene Tuttle is Effie. Script for tonight's adventure by Larry Roman and John Michael Hayes. Musical scoring by Lud Gluskin, conducted by Robert Armbruster. Join us again next week, same time, for another adventure with Sam Spade.
Well, that completes things just fine, as Sam said to Effie. Could we have a Thanksgiving caper without a Captain John Smith? It just wouldn't be right. So, the terrified turkey caper gave us Captain John Smith and turkey. Sounds like a complete Thanksgiving gathering to me. We at the Northern Light Webcasting Network hope you've enjoyed our Thanksgiving gathering for 2023. I'm Vincent, and with a little luck, I'll be back next year for another Thanksgiving gathering.